Many people search for happiness as a goal in their life, but how do you really find it? Many people think that they'll be happy if they reach a certain level of success, or if they're known for being important, or even if they meet a parent's expectations. But what most people don't know is that happiness is something you can experience at any time if you know where to look for it. To find happiness, you don't need to live in the place of your dreams. You don't have to have everything you want, and you don't have to do a certain thing. Hello, my name is Luke Precourt, and I believe you can find happiness anywhere you go when you look for it inside yourself. Believing that happiness is not something one can achieve or attain will help you wherever your path leads in life. Many people look outside themselves to find happiness. Some people think they'll become happy if they reach a certain level of success. They work really hard, but are they joyful along the way? Other people think they'll be happy if they come across as important by staying very busy. We may know some of these people, our friends, our parents, or even ourselves. Many of our schedules are filled with activity, but is it meaningful? We might look for happiness by trying to live up to other people's expectations. We might be making other people happy, but not ourselves. It's the common wisdom to look for happiness externally. It can be challenging for people to realize there's a different way to be happy, but it is possible if you adjust your attitude or state of mind. Once, I had to look inside myself for positivity and strength. When I was in 6th grade, I moved to Vail, Colorado for 7 months. We moved because of my dad's work, and also my parents thought it would be a good life experience to try out living in the mountains. We were moving in the middle of the school year. It sounds like a cool adventure to try a new state, a new school, and be in the mountains, right? I felt excited and curious, but I was also a little nervous about the change. We were leaving a school in a neighborhood that I'd known my entire life. Would I miss my friends? Would we keep in touch? Would I make new friends? How to fit into my new school? My parents told me that everything would work out okay, but I wasn't totally sure yet. On my first day at the new school, all the students looked up at me, 24 faces turning toward me in unison, like a flock of birds. I felt nervous under their attention, and knots formed in my stomach, even though I was trying to play it cool. I didn't know if any of the people in the room would become my friends. I also had a lot of new things to figure out, teachers, classrooms, and routines. I started to wonder what I was doing there, but then I paused for a minute to stop all the worried thoughts from running through my head, and to think about the positives of my new situation. We were in the mountains where I love to be. I was about to meet interesting new people, and this was a chance for me to grow personally. I could test the skills I had developed as a friend and a student over all those years at St. Matthew's, and see how they worked in a new place. By the end of the first week, and after a few pep talks with my parents, I got more comfortable in my new school. I made friends that I still keep in touch with, learned to work with new teachers, and even figured out how to find the mysterious art room. It took a few tries because I was hidden at the end of a long hallway. And I learned that no matter where I was, the key to happiness was to look inside myself, to find a positive attitude, and try to take on this new situation with enthusiasm. I realized that happiness was within my control because it is a state of mind, not a thing to find or achieve. Moving to a new school or a new state is a mild discomfort in the big picture, but there are others who have gone through much bigger challenges and have also turned inward to find peace and strength. The story of Jesus on the cross is a good example. He is nailed to the cross, suffering for hours, surrounded by people who are insulting him. The punishment is unjust, but we hear his inner peace come through when he says to the criminal that at the end of their time on the cross, they will meet in paradise. Even though Jesus is suffering, he stays focused on what is important, and that is the peace of knowing his suffering will help others. In conclusion, the belief that we can find happiness inside ourselves makes life more meaningful because it means we can always find peace and strength during struggles or challenges. For the 8th graders going to high school next year, we can draw on the confidence we built at St. Matthew's to be ready for change. And for all of us, if we face every challenge or new situation, knowing happiness is inside us, we will discover that life is a great adventure and that we have nothing to fear. Thank you.